let us be realistic. When there's money in love, the love is fantastic.
One thing I notice is that for those people that I feel like I don't want to give them 50K because they might not return it, most of the time my intuition ends up getting true.
True.
I'm like, oh, so if I'd even borrowed you that
Yes.
1,000, that's the baby.
It's just give what you can let go and try not to please other people to the detriment of your own finances so that you not become the beggar. Let me do, we are outside. When we are inside, then I'll face my financial crisis myself.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Credit Direct podcast. I'm your host, as usual, Oyin Lola. And with me today are my people, right? So let's start with this gentleman.
My name is Musa Adeshino. I'm a financial reporting expert.
Nice meeting you. Over to you.
Hi guys, my name is Angela Olua Oyedeji. So I'm a finance professional. I have expertise in treasury, financial reporting, investment management. Yeah, just leave it at that.
It's nice having both of you here, and we'll get right into it. So today's episode is going to revolve around a peculiar subject that we face as human beings, whether we know what it is called or not. But that subject for today is something called financial boundaries. And in this episode, we'll be breaking down what the lack of financial boundaries would cause you as a person and how you can manage that situation. So we are saying how to actually say no and actually stand on your no when it comes to financial boundaries, because boundaries are actually important for all of us as human beings, and finances are not any less. And so today we'll just be exploring different situations that show that we are not yielding to financial boundaries or standing on our financial boundaries, and also letting our audience know that this is what it is and how they can also identify it in their individual lives. Anyway, we get right into it. So the first one here, so we'll be talking about different scenarios, right? That show that lack of financial boundaries so that it can also resonate.
I think before we even start, we should even make people know what financial boundaries really mean, right? It's about you putting a limit to some things, being able to control your money and how you spend it, what you spend it on, who you spend it with, your savings, your budgeting, and a whole lot of things about the way you treat your money, right? How you handle this with care, how you do impulsive buying. So everything, putting a boundary, putting a limit to everything, putting a cap to everything is what this financial boundary is about. So
Actually, yeah, thanks for, summing it all up. Anyway, so we would be seeing how all of this come into play based on the definition, which is actually spot on that she gave. So the first one is here says that I always borrow money I can't afford to give. I mean, so this is someone that is like, and in Yoruba will say, Afunima will be. But this person is now looking there because directly translated for our non-Yoruba speaking audience. So Afunima will be means giving somebody without looking back. But now this particular person is already stuck. There's a limit to how much you can give and then not get tired. So now the question now is, what does it truly cost you when you keep showing up for others financially, but not for yourself? So yeah.
So, based on this scenario, I feel that is a reality that is currently happening to everybody, or we, in one way or the other, we've been there before. Particularly, this is just a reality. You say you giving out to people is a good thing, but you need to know when you need to stop. Because when you give out to people, it means you don't care about yourself. You are giving out at the expense of your own well-being. You get me? Giving out is like, with this scenario, is like you overriding your budgets, and that comes with a cost.
Of course.
You get it always comes with a cost. At times, the cost might be emotional. You feel like, oh, you need to give, you need to give, you need to give. Anytime they ask from you, you just need to give. But on the long run, you realize that many of them, they just know you for what you give and not just who you are. Do you get me? And the cost as well, the way it now affects you, it affects you in a way that you might be carried away with that not even taking care of your own well-being, providing for the unseen circumstances that might come your own way, savings for your own goals that will surely add value to you. Because one thing about money is that if you don't add value to the money that you have, it's going to finish. It's just like you giving out of an empty pocket. Do you get? So that is just it. So when you don't have a financial boundary for this, you find yourself in a situation whereby you will not be able to meet up with your own personal liability. And when you can't meet up with your liability, it means that you're not responsible. Personally, I designed 3 pillars for that.
Let's have it.
Do you get me? The number one question I always ask myself is that, do I think that I can afford this emotionally? Do you get? Can I give to this person without expecting back? Do you get? And secondly, on a monthly basis, I design a budget called giving budget. Once I exceed my giving budget, that is all. And the last one is, there's no fear, there's no sin in saying no. Do you get?
Exactly. Nobody has died from
So
no.
once you can keep to these 3 pillars, believe me, you overcome short of fun with you to meet your immediate obligations.
All right.
Yeah.
That you're giving budget. I don't know. Maybe this month it may be too late, but for next year, I hear people my name. My name is Joinola. And I don't collect a lot. Give me. Let this budget reach my.
Okay, don't worry. I will adjust my budget to that.
Thanks.
Okay.
Angela is my witness. So.
Don't worry. I will surely
Okay.
adjust my budget to that.
I think for me, right, one thing that my dad used to say when we even entered university and he started giving us like monthly allowances, that don't give anybody the money you can let go. That if somebody comes to meet you to say, borrow me this amount, a part of you should know that if this person doesn't pay back, am I going to be fine? Will it affect me? So when you are considering lending the person or giving the person, you're also considering that if this person eventually doesn't pay back, am I good? Hope it's not going to affect my finances for the month. Hope I won't suffer from that, right? And then some people also take advantage of that. There are some people that only come to you when they need from you.
Yeah.
There are some people that only come to you when they want you to borrow them money.
I think a lot of people are like that.
Yeah. And even after you borrow them the money, you then have to remind them on paying.
I don't like it.
When they need the money, you will see the way they'll be greeting you. My sister. Go here now. I've not seen your hand.
In 30 days, and I not even call you, say hello, but that is only when you see.
After they see your hand, that's it. So then you not start messaging them. How far now? You say you pay this time. I've not seen money. They'll be like, things are tough. This, that, right?
Some of them, they even still be reachable and give you excuses. Those people that now, maybe they even block you.
Yeah, yes. They'll block you. Till when they want to pay and ask for account number, they'll send part of it. When they send part of it, so that you'll not reply or say, I only saw this amount, they'll block you again. Some people can be really funny like that, right? So when you want to give, there's no harm in saying no, like Musa said. And you don't have to feel guilty for saying no.
It's your money.
Exactly. You worked for the money. So you should be the one to decide how you spend it or how you give, right? Then you should also, it's also good to give. Give people that are worth giving to. So when I say that, I mean there are some people that they'll say, if not be circumstance, I'm going to come meet you. Like, they're already proud. They're already proud.
Give to people who are worth.
Yeah, yes, they're the entitled ones. They'll be like, I know you have it. That's why I'm coming to meet you. Like as if we worked for the money together.
Financial savior.
Like as if we worked for the money together. But yeah, so you have to, if you know you can't give out or forget about what you're about to give, it's better you reduce the amount. Even if you're not comfortable saying no totally, you can reduce the amount. So let's say the person asks for 50K, right? You know that 50K would be a stretch for you. and you have like 20. So instead of you to say no completely, right, you can just give what you have because you know that you'll still be fine. Even if the person doesn't pay back, I'll be fine. Right. So I think that's it. Just give what you can let go and try not to please other people to the detriment of your own finances so that you not become the beggar. So that you not become the beggar later on. So try to do that.
Giving grace to grass.
Yeah.
It's very deep.
Yeah.
Actually, okay. So yes, I was actually even going to speak on that fact where you said, when you want to give somebody money, let's say 50,000 naira is a stretch, borrowing in this context,
Yeah.
and say you want to reduce it to like a 20,000 naira, I actually do that. And one thing I noticed is that for those people that I feel like, I don't want to give them 50K because they might not return it, most of the time it ends up, my intuition ends up getting true.
True.
I'm like, oh, so if I'd even borrowed it that
Yes.
1,000, that's really everything would have
So you've already defined what you are giving out by what you can dash out.
a lot
Yeah.
of times. Yes, but then it's still
That you don't have to go through emotional trauma to say, God, when will this person pay me my money? Like, I need this money. Without this money, maybe based on when you, so like the example you said that you give the person 20K. So your next month, this thing, you've already factored now, this person is going to pay me 20K this month. I'll use this money to do this. Right? If you're budgeted on the money that he has not paid back. So if you can't let go, there's no need for you to budget because it's until when you have the money back, you can then now use it. But again, a lot of people take this for granted. That's why there are many sad stories about giving, right? So, and know who you want to give to. People that you know that they will genuinely pay back.
That's actually what it is.
That are actually worth it, that they will genuinely pay back, and they're just in a fix for that particular moment. You can give them.
exactly. You can't be a financial savior to everybody.
Yeah.
So pick your people that you can give money to, so that stories that such will not be.
Yeah.
All right. So the second scenario we have here is, okay, this one is relationship related. It says
Okay, let me hear that.
it says here that my partner and I avoid talking about money. Now, resentment is brewing. So the question now is, the person is asking is that, can silence around money become the slow poison in an otherwise healthy, lovey-dovey relationship? And what should financial boundaries look like?
In a relationship,
Yeah.
wow, that is a nice one. Like a nice one. When you started reading that out, I just remember this popular video song that said that when money enter, love is sweeter.
Yeah.
Do you get me? So see, let us be realistic. When there's money in love, the love is fantastic. Yes, you see, this scenario we are talking about is just something that is happening. You get to many people, but you will not see people coming out to say that, oh, we're actually going through this. Issues when you talk about money in your relationship, I'm talking about your marriage now. Settlements will be coming in, assumption will be coming in, like the person giving, in this case, it might be the man, it might be the woman, be like, I'm the one carrying everything. But the other partner might be like, I feel control, do you get? Or I feel shut up, do you get? But when you actually talk about this, when you have communication around this, you're able to have that conversation saying that, babe, I will be the one doing this, you'll be the one doing that, or babe, oh, my income is this, babe, I'll be adding this to it, I'll be adding this to that. You see that with that, you can easily build a dream, you can easily build a goal, you can easily set your goal for the year because, I'm a married man, do you get? So yearly, we do have that conversation. I'll be like, okay, what is our goal for this year? Do you get? We set our goal right, and we set the way we are going to achieve it. Do you get?
A yearly, like if New Year resolution.
Yes, that is just it. There's no sin having that conversation because I believe that when you have that conversation, it will make your other partner feel like, okay, I'm concerned, I'm in this relationship. You get me? So just like you having that conversation, financial intimacy is still the same thing as physical and emotional intimacy.
You said financial intimacy.
Yes. That is why I said that, the video said that when money enter, love is sweeter. So you get, when that is missing out, you get. So, like I said, how do you not set that financial boundaries? Just like I said earlier, have that conversation. I will be taking care of this. You will be taking care of that. Do you get me? It's not even something that you have to pass word to word. You get it? It is something that happens at times spontaneously. Do you get?
Okay.
It depends on understanding, but whereby the understanding is missing, or you just need to have that conversation, because a lot of us, that thought is going in our mind, but we can't voice it out. Do you get? So just say it out, because this is the person you want to live with for the rest of your life. So that is just it.
Okay, anyway, married people in the club who have fed you. Let me and Salah, let's talk about our
I don't mean that. I don't mean that.
let's talk about our own. So I'm trying to even pick out a scenario here now.
Okay.
Say for instance, there is a female.
Yeah.
She's earning more than the man.
Okay.
But our society has made it look like if a woman is earning more, I mean, in every situation, the man, the female is supposed to like submit to the guy, including finances. I even saw one story online where this lady, she said, all her salary, she sends it to her husband, and she knows her husband loves her, so it's the one who does all the distribution of the salary and all of that. So, but in that situation, I don't know if it feels like there's a lack of financial boundary with our own money, but then maybe they are married, maybe that's the way their own dynamics work in their family. But what I'm even going to even refer to is, so there are also men that's okay, because your wife is, or your partner, let's say partner for instance, is say okay, submissive enough to say okay, I want to like give you access to my financial passwords and all of that, because in the spirit of let's submit to our crown, right? And then the guy just ends up spending the money the way he wants to spend it. Say okay, but then it might in the guys it might sorry put it off in the guise of okay, I'm investing in stuff that would help our family in the future and all of that. So how can a woman in that situation just try to gain back a lost financial boundary? So I don't know. It's actually a serious matter for me.
Yeah.
I feel like we should actually even discuss it.
Yeah. So I think is setting that boundaries from the beginning, right? If it's not there from the beginning, most times it's hard to change, because even as human, sometimes it's hard for you to change some things. You would try, but it will take a longer period, right? If you eventually change. So for that scenario, right, for the person that is already there, it's going to take a lot, because you can't just wake up one morning to say, I'm not giving you my salary again. Oh, I'm not sharing again. Then it's going to then cause an issue in the house, in the home.
War.
Yeah. Then the husband will be like, who are those you're talking to? Who are this? What have you been doing lately? What's the reason for the change? So they'll be pushed back to whatever change or whatever notion she wants to do to correct that at first. Right. But if the conversation has been there right from the beginning, being open, right, to say, okay, how should we, or when we want to have financial matters discussion, right? It might not necessarily have to be a sit down, serious conversation. It should just be from normal conversation, and you just dive into that, and you get your partner's perspective. You share your perspective about something. You might even see something online to say, oh, I saw this tweet. What do you think about it? Right? Right from the beginning in the relationship, once you're already having that, you already know what this person feels about collective savings. You already know what this person feels about sharing house responsibility. You already know what this person feels about you already know if this person is any than you or you're any than the person. You already know if this person is going to give you some things, right? So how open, or how much, how
financial
open,
clarity.
how the extent to which your partner gives, you would also know from having those conversations to say, okay, I'm giving you this, or I buy this, I do this, right? So having that said from the beginning would help build an healthy relationship, because it will be sweet to have conversations around finances and then not feel bad about it. You can be having a call with your friend about, okay, let's do this, let's have this, right? And you're not afraid, or you're not shy, or you don't have to run or leave the room to have those conversations, because you and the person, or you and your partner, are in the same headspace when it comes to finance, right? And you have the same, you might not share the same idea 100%, but you know that this person is comfortable with what I'm using my finances to do, and I'm comfortable with what she is using, or he or she is using his finances to do. And I trust whatever judgments you do concerning our finances, if we decide to have a collective finance together. You're not how would I put it? You're not afraid that this person that we are saving the money together would go and carry the money one day and run away.
Yeah, those stories like that.
Right? Yeah, it's not even one. They're like series of stories like that. So me personally, I don't think I can do that now because of the stories I've heard, right? I don't think I can carry my money and
My island.
as in my sweat. I don't think I can do that now. Things might change later. I'm putting it out there. So till then, right? But for now, I would want to make decision about my money by myself. Even though we're in a relationship, you can advise me on how to make better use of my money. It's then now dependent on me to say that, okay, what I would pick from what your advice is, right? And then use that. But no, I'm not going to give you my money. I'm not going to give you my money, and I wouldn't even want you to give me your money. It's your money, it's my money. Fine. If we want to have a collective savings, we can do that, but I don't think I would be comfortable doing that for now. Yeah.
Well said. Well said. Well said. Thank you so much, Pepperview. Anyway, so for the next scenario here, this person is suffering from wannabe single. As I just coined that I'm a genius. So this says, my friends plan outings I can't afford. I join in, then I regret it. Add story of this person's life. Why do we fear being honest about our financial limits in social settings? And what's the long-term costs? It's because of fake life. Fake life.
Yeah, that is just it.
Yeah. And it also depends on the people you surround yourself with. If your close friends are not people you can tell how much, like they don't have to know the exact amount you earn, but they know that, okay, this is the bracket, and they wouldn't give you something that they know is way beyond your cap or your brackets and just lay it out on you like that and make you feel bad because you're not contributing or you're not following that direction that they are doing. So it also depends on your circle, right? And how open and sincere you are to them. So you might appear that, oh, I've got this, but in the real sense, you don't. In the real sense, you don't. After you've gone...
He's having that mental math that's this thing that they brought forward, I can't actually afford it.
Yes, but you can't say it. But let me do, we are outside. When we are inside, I'll face my financial crisis myself. So I don't think that should be. You should have a cap, right? You should have a budget, honestly. If you are okay, maybe not only 9 to 5 people, right? Even if you have income, right? You should have how you would spend your money. Have a budget to say, this month, this is my way outside money. No matter what, I don't want to pass this money. It's going to be difficult if you have friends that just like going out.
And again, you see,
Going out.
I think in addition to that, our society, the way I see it, our society is divine in a way that you being socially inclined, you need to spend. Do you get?
Yeah,
we divine people with what they actually dispense.
So there are a lot of people, right, that don't even think that having a budget is necessary. but it's actually very important. It makes you keep tabs, ensure that you save, ensure that you don't overspend. You would even it will make you study yourself to say, I'm an impulsive buyer, right? How much of my money would I put as a budget for when I have that impulse to buy something, right? So it's you going to the details to say every 5 naira would have an allocation. This will be for this will be for that. But not everybody has the time or the resource or the
To
knowledge
actually
to do that.
analyze that. and
Yeah,
it comes at
some people
spend.
might wish to do that, but they don't have the resources or the patience to do that. You know, this thing requires a lot. You have to carry your open your app like this to say, this is my income. This is how I'm going to spread it.
But
So
Bola
a lot of
doesn't,
people-
Bola doesn't have that time.
The money don't enter, I don't spend. That's it. So
agree with you. I agree with you.
then I think for social outings is not every outing that you should go for.
Yeah.
You can turn down some and go for some, right? That won't hurt you a lot.
This next scenario says, I run a business and customers delay payments endlessly. So how this type of business person, it's going to be quite difficult for the person to scale their business if people are where would the profit come in? So let's just talk about it. What financial boundaries supposed to look like when you have a business?
You see, many business, particularly SME, they've closed up. You've put in a lot of work. You've stressed yourself. A lot of promises. I will deliver this. I will do that, and you delivered. But that your invoice is not paid as at when due. My sister, sorry. How do you even recoup your costs? Do you get? Just like, for instance, let me say that, okay, fine. Me and you are into a cosmetic business. I know that the costs of my raw material of producing this thing is 500 naira. I'm selling at 1,000 naira. Imagine for me, I've set my own policies and procedures around my business, around my invoicing, around my customer management, saying that, guys, if I'm selling to you, you are paying me 70% down. I've calculated it in a way that, okay, that 70% will cover my cost, and it is going to cover my, let me say, 30% of my profits on this. You order, you paid for that. If I'm out of stock, there's high probability or there's assurance that I'm going to restock another one. I'm going to have cash flow for running my business. But when you sell, you have your 500 naira cost input into it, and you say that, okay, your selling price is 1,000, and when you sell, you just sell out, and your bills, your invoices are not paid as at when due. Imagine as a business owner, you also have bills to pay. You also have expenses to meet up. Your sales girl, your sales boy, they don't want to hear that, oh, we don't have sales. You need to pay them. You have office rent to pay. Tell me, how won't you be out of a business? You'll be out of a business. You can't last. That's just it. And I think what happens most of the time is that most of our business owners, they're always scared. Like to have that conversation with their customer. They'll feel like, if I should disturb this man too much, you pay me my money, this man is going to leave me, I'm going to lose this customer. No, it shouldn't be that. If you are doing that, it means that you're even selling yourself low, you're killing your trademark. Yeah. You get me? Because you're not putting clarity into your business. And one thing about putting clarity into business is that your business that clarity will bring you trust. Do you get me? Because even your customer will be like, oh, if I'm dealing with Mr. A Enterprises, this is their policy, this is their procedure. Do you get? So if you don't, you have to have those policy and procedure, which I would call the financial boundaries. You just have to have them in place.
Yeah. So layering on what Musa said, right, would be so from this scenario you painted, right, the person has customer, but the problem is early payment. So what the person can change is the mode of payment, right? To say pay before delivery or payment validate service or other, to say. So it also then now depends on the bulkness of the transaction, right? So you can then now say pay 80% upfront and 20% upon completion of the job. So if it's a new customer, and if it's a returning customer, you can say pay me 100% since you already have that business to customer relationship. right? So that would help the payment process, having a payment process also. Then if it's a very big institution, right, you can have a signed SLA, that service agreement, to say that upon this milestone, you'll pay me this certain percentage of my service. On this second milestone, you also pay me this percentage of my service, so that customers won't hold you down, and you're not able. Sometimes, right, you're good at your work, but because they've not paid you the money you need to even execute some things, you then to do tacky jobs, and then this would come back to you. So instead of you going through the fact, say, oh, if you had paid this amount, I would have done this service in a very fantastic way. Instead of you to start explaining, let your work do the explanations so that they would come back.
The
And they-
professionalism will be questioned. Like, you don't know what you are doing.
Yes, and then you then have to start explaining, sorry, if you had done this, so you self, you people self.
This is the only business they will pay.
Yeah.
This is the business that will be blamed.
Yeah.
Say, so why didn't you tell me?
Then we'll be like,
Did you even
yes.
for that?
Mhm.
They will still blame you.
And once you've done your work and it's low quality, there's no one will listen to your story that did not pay you.
Exactly.
So people would only hear the story of, this person doesn't know work like that, right?
Exactly.
So I think you should have a payment plan, have a signed service agreement, explicitly stating what your milestones are and the percentage you want for each milestone. Right. That's already binding you and binding the customer. Then if it's just a normal one-on-one customer, try as much as possible to ensure payment validates order or payment validates service. Yeah.
Okay, so for the last one, right, it's family matter. It says, I'm afraid to set money limits with my adult siblings. So how do you support family without sinking yourself? And why is no sometimes the best financial decision you can make as the younger one in your family? The younger one who has made it. You know,
It's a tricky one.
At times when your siblings, when they ask you things and you say you don't have, they feel like they are being denied. You get me, or betrayed. You get,
because they can see that you have
yeah. They can see that, oh, he's doing well. What is he using his money for? You get, so
Family is supposed to come first.
family is supposed to come first, whereas you have your own life. Because what I do tell people is that, you see, you saying that you don't have, don't just say that I don't have. No, I don't have. Let them realize, let them know the reason why you're telling them no. They get, oh, brother, you see, this money you're asking for, particularly this month, I'm on budgets. You get, I've actually gotten to my limits. I need to pay for an exam. I need to pay for something that will add value to me. That is the reason why I'm not giving you this for this month. Just bear with me. Fine, you've said that no in a diplomatic way. You get me? You didn't just shut down. That's your brother. That's, oh, I don't have.
there's those brothers that deserve capital letter no.
You get it. You just have to say it.
You have to say it,
You
and
just have to
also
say it, because by the time they need you, like, you always have some situation whereby you just need to come out, so that will even help you show up strong and not weak.
there are two things: saying no, right, and also having them realize that, or having to explain why you're saying no at that time. Right. It might be that your budget is not within your budget, or you don't have extra funds for it. But don't just say no and that's it. Right. If you say no and that's it, right, they'll feel like you're shutting them out because you have the means and you're not ready to help at that time.
You're not proud.
Exactly. That can be another thing. So carry them along. Put a context to it to say, I'm saying no because I have other things now, but I would say yes at some point. If it were to be maybe next month, that might fit in. I will be able to do this. But now, I don't have that funds for it now. Then also being able to manage their feelings, to say, it's not working now, but you can get the funds. I promise to pay you or refund you or give you part of it and show commitment. So say this is the part, this is the amount I can even put or volunteer to give when I have the funds to give it, right? So that you're not just saying no and then it's a blank no. No, and that's it. Nobody should question my authority. No. It's me that God has blessed.
It's a low. They will get it right.
Yeah. So it's a very tricky question. Sometimes they might gaslight you. Then you question that, I can squeeze this thing, or I can forfeit some other things. If you really can forfeit some other things, that won't come back to hurt you, right?
Yeah,
You can. You can go ahead. But if you know that what you want to forfeit will come back to hurt you later in the future, or maybe later next month, right? You can reduce what you want to give and say you will pay the balance when you are fine financially to pay the balance. So there's no right or wrong answer. It's just how you're able to understand your family setting, manage this scenario, and play
I
your
agree with
part
that.
that
I agree
it
with that.
won't come back to hurt you. There's actually no right or wrong answer. Some people can go all out for family. They don't even care if they are fine or drinking garri or anything. They can go out for family because they know if their family members are in that situation,
They
they will do the same. So it depends on your family setting.
Yeah.
So whatever works for you as a person, as a family, and if you know it works well, and you know that you're not lying to yourself, that you can say that, let me go all out for my family. When the shoe turns or when the table turns, they will do the same for me. But if the table actually turns, will they do the same for you?
Academically, I think economics taught us that, saying that our wants
And
are
it's a table, yeah.
See, let me tell you, you can't satisfy
Yes, you can't satisfy everybody.
everybody. They
No.
don't.
Even yourself,
once
you can't be
know
satisfied.
that, you will have peace.
But see, what me I'll say is, and I don't know if it is, if it is going to be controversial. One thing I would say is, you see your money, you let your family know exactly.
Exactly how much you're in.
When your money is still small, you can let them know. But when the money is, getting, because they know. Ah,
No,
safer than that.
I will not totally buy into your idea because when you know, they can
I think
also
your statement has already answered this. You said that we should know
know your family, know what works for you, and know what works in your family. So if your family member, if they are good with you, if everybody is fine, I know your money, I don't know your money. Whatever I want to collect from you, I'll collect on a monthly basis. Send me this one. That's what works. If they think you're earning 1 million and you're earning maybe 200,000, now you know. But what works for you? What works for your family? It's so that family part is quite tricky. And some people can get to use whatever scenario, right, to gaslight the other person, to feel like I'm not good for not being able to meet the needs of my fellow brother or my sister, right? But don't let them gaslight you, shall.
That's year they were trying to gain addition. I was the one that gave her.
How I went to do. Have you forgotten when you were investing that I used to pay you your monthly allowance, monthly salary?
We hope you enjoyed this session and we hope you actually learned a thing or the other, or even more than that. So thanks for joining us. Till next time, we say bye.
Bye.
Bye.